Hey there, it's Pete with GCI Turf. Hope you're having a great day today. Those of you that have been watching me since day one for several years now, you know I've showed you countless videos of my turf type tall fescue. You know, the yard has just looked incredibly good. Could not be more pleased with it at how it looked. I've been able to show thousands and thousands of people how to do different things to your fescue, but you know, everything has kind of a lifespan to it. Hang on just a second. That was the wrong fescue. I'm talking about this fescue back here. I got you, didn't I? This is a spreader elite that we put here last year. Did it make you nervous? Yeah, I was kind of nervous saying it, you know what I'm saying? But to give you a heads up, I think I am seriously considering a full-blown renovation to my yard next year, and I've got some reasoning behind that, and we'll go over that in another video. It's about that time. You know, I'm apologize. Usually I have a renovation talk video out before now, and I just haven't had time. I've just been that busy at work, keeping things going and, you know, getting it done. So I'm sorry for that. We'll go over a few different reasons you might want to renovate your yard. Let me go and say this up front: if you have Bermuda grass and, you know, things like that you're trying to eradicate, you're probably a little too late to get started on that. Right now it's mid-August, and typically you would want to start that process in July sometime, because it takes multiple applications to really knock the Bermuda down hard. So really this is going to be for if you have a cool season yard and you're trying to switch grass types to a different cool season grass. That's actually what we're doing here. Or if you have a yard that isn't infested with something like Bermuda or very difficult to control grasses, and you just want to simply regrade it and re-level it and that kind of thing. So again, I'm sorry if you do have Bermuda and you was wanting to get that going. Personally, I would wait until next year. I wouldn't attempt it this year because I just don't think you're going to be able to get enough applications in middle of August to actually, you know, hit the Bermuda hard enough to keep it going for a while. So in my case here, I'm simply changing turf type. I'm going from Fescue. Again, this is the GCI Spreader Elite, and on that particular note, I've got some pots over here beside the house I've been doing a year-long experiment on. And you know, people ask us all the time, well, Pete, have you actually seen the fescue, the rhizomatous part of the fescue, do its thing? Does the fescue actually spread? Well, you look in this pot right here. I'm pointing to it right here. That's where a rhizomas went under the ground from the, I'll call it the mother plant, and then it went over to the side by itself and popped up a totally different we'll call it offspring of that mother plant. And of course that offspring of that mother plant will thicken and grow and, you know, do its thing, get bigger and stronger and greener and all that kind of thing. So this is a plug from the actual Spreader Elite that you're looking at right here that I took back in the springtime, and I wanted to put it in this pot and watch it all year long to see what kind of activity I got, and the answer is yes, it is absolutely spreading. So that's really cool to see firsthand fescue spread similar to the way bluegrass does. But you can look at this back here and you can see it's dead as a hammer. I sprayed this about a week ago or so. I don't have to worry about any competition from Bermuda or anything like that. So one, maybe two Roundup applications is all I'm gonna need here. And what I'm doing is I'm going to switch this over to perennial ryegrass, and I've actually got 4 different varieties of perennial ryegrass, and I'm putting a perfect little cross hatch pattern, just a straight cross, and plant 4 little plots of it right here, and then we'll watch it all next year And really I want to see if I can grow the perennial rye through the North Carolina summer. And it's not just the heat, it's the humidity that gets really, really rough here. So you hear me talk about heat all the time, temperature wise, but it's a combination of that and our humid air that we have here. And that's kind of what makes it tough on cool season turf. Of course, I've showed you the bluegrass. It's actually got a few little spots here and there. I'll do a video on that here really soon and walk you through what I'm going to do to repair the bluegrass, and then I'm going to walk you through what I'm going to do to repair the fescue around my house, because I've got some rough spots. Some things happened in the front yard I want you to see, and I'll show you how I'm going to repair those. But the only cool season turf I don't have here is rye. So we're going to stick that back here and see how that does, see how that grows and how it handles the heat. And I can, before I've been cutting the fescue back here at 3 inches, and I would have to have a different mower to mow that as opposed to the bluegrass. But I'll be real mowing the rye, so I can just continue right on mowing all of this the same height. It'll be a little more easy on me, a little more convenient, that kind of thing. So reasons that you might want to renovate: one, be to change turf types. That's what I'm doing right here. Two, if you want to change the overall grade of your yard and it's not really feasible or not really logical to spot fix areas to get it perfectly level. Now if you have Bermuda, it's a different ball game. You don't really need to renovate a Bermuda yard. You can sand level it in a couple of years, have it right. I'm specifically talking about cool season turf and leveling out cool season yards. Obviously if you got bluegrass, you can do basically the same thing as Bermuda. Might take you a little bit longer, but predominantly it's fescue, because fescue is super hard to level after the fact. So if it's just that bad and the mowing is that bad and that bumpy and that humpy, then you might want to consider a renovation. And that's, you can smoke it off and come in there and regrade it, or have a company regrade it for you and have you a nice smooth yard. Now I will be doing a little light grade work back here. The irrigation ditches are still not completely filled up level with the rest of the surface, so that'll kind of be part of this little bit of renovation process, and I'll show you this along the way, how we're going to do it. We're not going to break ground back here. We're going to do it without breaking ground, and I'm looking forward to doing it that way. Actually, I'm going to do my fescue the same way. I'm going to overseed it without breaking the ground, without breaking the soil surface. But we'll talk about that in another video when we get to that one. Say I'll link up my renovation guide. It's step by step, tells you every single thing you need to know to switch turf types, or if you need to do a renovation for regrading purposes or something like that. But again, I don't want you to think that you can start now in mid-August and try to eradicate a full-blown Bermuda yard and switch it over to a cool season turf. It's just not enough time right now. I would recommend you be patient and wait till next year to do that. I apologize for the lighting. There's just not enough hours in the day right now. I'm sorry about that, but you got to work. Got bills to pay and I got a family to feed, so I do what I do and get to the videos when I get to them. As always, I appreciate you taking time out of your day to watch. I'll check you later. I got you, didn't I?